I still don't know what to do with these intros, so I'm just gonna get right to the point. Hi. I have scrubs on. Who wants to take a guess what that means? I'm way too close to this mic. Who wants to guess what that means? Anyone? No one? Watching a medical drama. Who wants to take a guess which one it is? Still no one? Attaway General. It is said to be the, if not one of, the worst medical dramas on the face of the earth. And I'm about to see how mad I'm gonna get at this show. So if you want to see me scream at things, you want to probably learn. Why is that open? Why is that open? I didn't. Why is that? I didn't open that. Why is that open? Who cares? If you want to see me scream at things, or you want to learn something, or you just want to see more epic content, keep watching the video. I don't know what to do with these intros anymore. I'm sorry. I just don't. Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be bad. I hope not, but I think it will be. Yeah, with the producers having a name as Brat TV, you know it's gonna be terrible. I'm saying that up front. Okay? I don't care. I already hate this, and we're like 5 seconds in.
The Teen Volunteer, or TV program, is what you make of it. The more you prove yourself, the more rewarding your time will be. When will we get to observe in the ER? The ER is usually reserved for third-year TVs. As first-year TVs, you guys will be on pediatrics.
Okay, so I know nothing about TV programs. I know nothing, not television, teen volunteer programs. I know nothing about them. I did not know they existed until about 1 second ago. And now I want to go on Google. But I'm not. So, this also reminds me of that Grey's Anatomy. My English. The Grey's Anatomy introduction. Play that right now.
Your first shift starts now and lasts 48 hours. Your interns, grunts, nobodies, bottom of the surgical food chain.
That's this. That's this, isn't it? Yeah. Wait a second, what if this is just teen Grey's Anatomy? Oh god, we're about to have problems.
This is the break room. This is where we hang out and have lunch.
This is Grey's Anatomy! Oh my god. You know what, just for the sake of things, put up the whole clip.
I have 5 rules, memorize them. Rule number 1, don't bother sucking up. I already hate you, that's not gonna change. Trauma protocol, phone list, pagers. Nurses will page you. You'll answer every page at a run. A run, that's rule number 2. Your first shift starts now and lasts 48 hours. Your interns, grunts, nobodies, bottom of the surgical food chain. You run labs, write orders, work every second night until you drop, and don't complain. On call rooms. Attendings hog them, sleep when you can, where you can, which brings me to rule number 3. If I'm sleeping, don't wake me unless your patient is actually dying. Rule number 4, the dying patient better not be dead when I get there. Not only will you have killed someone, you would have woke me for no good reason. We clear?
Put up the whole clip, because that's this right now. You can show me, I'm that one meme where corporate needs you to find the difference between this image and this image. There is no difference.
Fortunately, he doesn't have the same accolades as a father. Seriously? You're his daughter? You're so lucky.
Okay, so this is Grey's Anatomy. This is our stand-in for Meredith. This is our stand-in for Meredith. That's Christina.
There's a lunch tray in here for everyone. Make sure everyone eats at least half before you leave.
No! No, you didn't do that. I'm not actually crying. Okay, so. Those gloves are now rendered useless. She grabbed them. She gave them to them. They're supposed to be in the box, on the wall, or on the table. Because she grabbed them, I don't care how clean you think your hands are. Your hands are still dirty. You have contaminated the outside of those gloves. So they are now rendered useless. And why aren't you wearing gloves yourself? Maybe that, in this case, wouldn't be necessary. But you shouldn't grab them. Just say, hey, here's the glove thing. Grab the gloves and be done. Oh my god. Okay, that's issue number 1. She gave them the gloves. That's main issue number 1. I feel sorry for any patient or anyone at all who goes to Attaway General. Like, if this were an actual hospital, no, this wouldn't even be an actual hospital. It would be shut down within the first minute of it existing.
What about you?
I just love to help people.
Okay. That's actually a severe issue. The hairnet thingy that she's putting on, that's meant to prevent anything that's in your hair entering the food and making the people who are eating said food sick. If you have your hair dangling out of the thing, it defeats the purpose. You might as well not have put that on. You know what you're supposed to do? Roll up your hair, put it in a bun or something, and then put it on. But your hair cannot be coming out of that. That's severe issue number 2. George and Izzy. Yep. Now all we need is an Alex, and we have the whole magic team. Don't you have, like, a different job that you're supposed to be doing? Like, getting the toys out of the shed. Isn't that your job? Isn't that what you were assigned to do? This isn't a major issue. This is just, I think that does count as a major issue. She's not doing her actual job. So, main issue number 3, she's not doing her job.
Excuse me? Hello? Hey, you work here?
Sure do. What do you need?
My dog.
No. You don't exactly work there. You volunteer there. And you were given another job. You are not supposed to be in the ER as told by the... Oh my god, what's her name? Like Bailey told you. Yeah, this is the Grey's Anatomy team. The first lady that was doing the interview, that's Bailey. As Bailey had told you, you're not supposed to... I'm going to just refer to them as what I'm going to call them if they're Grey's Anatomy. I'm going to just start doing that from now, and you better be able to keep up. But as Bailey told you, the ER is third-year TVs. You're not supposed to be in there. Nor are you supposed to be treating a patient. You don't have a medical license. And God forbid you go anywhere near that injury, you have infected him. You have no gloves. I hope she puts on gloves. But still... Put on some gloves. Actually, no, don't put on gloves. Leave. Go do your actual job.
Doctor, she took me back here forever ago and she hasn't come back yet.
Sorry, but it's really busy right now. There's been a huge accident.
I know, I was in it.
Oh, that must have been...
Yeah, I got pretty lucky. I'm just a little worried right now because I'm losing a lot of blood.
Okay, so if I would say that in any hospital, a metro bus crash would be considered a light mass casualty event, meaning that he would be considered a yellow tag, meaning maybe not, no, maybe even a green tag. He'd probably be green tag. Yeah, either green or yellow tag. And your doctor just going there and leaving you for forever makes perfect sense because you wouldn't be considered a red tag. There are actually more yellow and green tags than red tags. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with tags, if you're in a mass casualty event, people are supposed to label you with tags. Red tag means you are critical and need to be taken to the hospital away instantly. Do not wait for a singular other second. If you're a yellow tag, get to them after the red tags. They also have some pretty bad issues, but they can wait for the other red tags. And green tags, leave them forever. You got bigger issues. I'm pretty sure he would actually be considered a green tag. And he would also be on antibiotics. I don't see an IV line anywhere. That would be one of the first things they would have to do. Like, in any case. Like, you don't just say, hey, wait here and don't put in the IV. With that kind of a cut, imagine all the germs and bacteria getting in from that cut. That would get infected without antibiotics. Or without any kind of way to fight said bacteria. He needs to be on antibiotics. And, since it's a cut and not ingested, he would be on IV antibiotics. And I don't see a line anywhere, so he's gonna die. Probably. Also, you're not authorized to interact with any patient because you have no medical license. You are a TV, so go back to your job. I'ma just keep saying that until you do. Go back to your job. Don't touch it! Don't!
Use this instead. Lots of pressure.
Oh my god. No. You don't have gloves on. That bandage is contaminated and you don't have any. Well, you just contaminated the bandage roll and then you're putting it on his arm, which is cut. Okay. You probably didn't understand what I just said, so let me speak it in English. She has no gloves on. She didn't put hand sanitizer on or wash her hands. So, she has contaminated that bandage roll. She puts it on the cut arm. All the bacteria that was on her hand got on the bandage roll. It'll get in the cut, and it'll get infected. That is an issue. Because he's not on IV fluids, now it's even worse. Well, not IV fluids, IV antibiotics. It's even worse now. She's not authorized, and she would be removed from the hospital immediately. Attaway General it's confirmed. I mean, not really. It's just okay. It's bad, but all medical shows have their issues. Grey's Anatomy is. I think they focus more on the relationship line more than the actual storyline, but I don't know. Grey's Anatomy is quite accurate. So, yeah. But its issue is that it focuses way too much on the relationship line sometimes. This issue, it's not accurate at all. It's Grey's Anatomy, but flipped. Instead of being quite accurate, it's not accurate at all. And it tries to focus on any storyline it ever tried to create, but did do it successfully because they have terrible writers. Actually, I want to know who's the medical director? Who's the medical director on the show? Because I'm pretty sure medical dramas have to have a director and the medical director. The medical director, they're telling them, hey, this is what would happen. This is what we would do. Who's the medical director for this show? Who? No one. I bet.
6-year-old female, 3rd-degree burns, possible smoke inhalation. We couldn't get a line in.
Okay, you know what? For the first time, I'm gonna say that is probably accurate. That presentation, it sounds accurate. It probably is accurate. What else do I have to say here? And why, pray tell, are you bagging her? Because okay, smoke inhalation is an issue, but I don't think it requires bagging. I don't think it requires that bag. Also, no one has gloves. Okay, and also 3rd-degree burns. Where? I don't see any on the leg. I mean, the face is obscured by her arm. I don't see any on the arms, legs, abdomen, chest. They don't show the lower legs. I don't see any 3rd-degree burns. I don't see any. You wanna, I don't know, run that by me again and tell me it the correct way? We have a patient who was in the crash but was not injured whatsoever, and we brought her into the emergency room because we felt like we had to. That's the proper... Okay, like, she was in a crash, so she would obviously be brought into the emergency room anyway. Probably for x-rays, to check for internal bleeding. The radiology would be backed up right now. But they would be checking for internal bleeding, since she doesn't seem to have any outer cuts. Or, like, outer damages. So they would be doing x-rays, or not x-rays, MRI, well, maybe x-rays, to check for bones. And MRIs and CAT scans and stuff and head CTs to check, because since she seems perfectly unharmed on the outside, doesn't mean she's perfectly unharmed on the inside. And by on the inside, I mean under the skin, not emotionally. Although she probably is having some kind of emotional damage. She was just in a bus crash. I am looking into this too much. This is a horrible show, and I don't know why I'm watching this. Probably because I have no videos, no video ideas. I'm going to stop rambling and keep watching this terrible show.
Give me a 24 needle norepinephrine. What else can I do?
Oh, you've done more than enough. You can go back to your normal duties.
Okay.
She's close to coding.
Come on.
What?! Did you just say she's close to coding? You didn't go to nursing school, did you? Coding means code blue, which means the heart stopped. If she's close to coding, which isn't even a thing in the first place, because that's not how the heart works, wouldn't you be more worried? Also, how are you getting a heartbeat? You don't have any leads on her. You don't have the finger thingy. There's no leads. You just rolled her in. No one is putting any leads on. No one has a little finger heart monitor thingy that you clip on the... I think it's the index finger. Or the middle finger, I don't know. And no one's putting in antibiotics. She obviously doesn't seem to have external injuries. What about internal injuries? Is no one going to check for that? Is no one going to say, hey, order a head CT. Hey, order a full body MRI. Hey, order blank x-rays of these areas. No one's saying that? No one? No one even has gloves on. Like, I get it. Maybe in this case it would be acceptable because she has no outer cuts, which means bacteria can't enter from many places that it couldn't already enter from before, like your nose. Your mouth. But still, I'm pretty sure doctors are required to wear gloves in any way, shape, form, case, patient existence. So that's an issue. We're five. I don't know how long I've been recording, but we're 5 minutes in, and this is a 10-minute episode. And we're 5 minutes in, and I have paused this much. And have enough horrible things in the show to talk for this long. I'm watching the show, so you don't have to. Then again, if you're watching this video, then technically you're watching the show. So that kind of defeats the purpose, but still.
Show me a vein.
Hey, it's showtime at Andrea's Theatre School. Join our theatre hangout on Lego Life. Lego friends, different together.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what did you do to get her?
I have severe issues within the first 3 seconds of us returning from the ad. You don't discuss things like that in a hospital setting. You don't discuss things. Well, no. Okay, let me do it like this. You don't discuss things like that in front of a patient. You don't discuss things like that in a hospital floor. You don't discuss things like that in a hospital setting. You don't discuss things like that at an unnecessary time like this, when, you're supposed to be, feeding the child that is on the bed directly in front of you. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And why do they need 2 TVs feeding one child? Wouldn't it be more efficient to, I don't know, have one TV feeding one child, have the other TV feeding the other child? Isn't that more efficient? Wouldn't that make more sense? Wouldn't anyone with a singular brain cell be able to figure this out? I have several issues. I'm not going to state them all, because then they're completely useless. Because it's not like they're going to care. If they're still making Attaway General, I hope not, but if they're still making Attaway General, you better listen to all these people who are screaming at you, because I know I'm not the only one. You better listen to all these people that are screaming at you and trying to help you. Well, might be unknowingly, but they're trying to help you make your show better, which honestly at this point, it's far from repair, but make it more accurate. This is the first episode. I paused like 10 different times within 5 minutes. I don't want to go watch the rest of the series, but I also do, just to see how inaccurate they are, and just to see how much I can actually learn from this. That would be fun.
In prison, you're never supposed to ask about the crime.
Yeah, and in a hospital, you're never supposed to ask about that either. But here we are.
Come on, dude. You're the last one. You have to eat. Hey, don't ignore me.
Hey, Jack, maybe try a gentler approach.
What kind of writing and acting is this? Okay, the writing and the acting has been pretty good up until now. If the episode just cut off right when the last commercial break, or when the ad break, because I think if it was on TV, it'd be a commercial break. But if they just cut it off right there, the show would be 20 times better, because you'd have so much good writing. Well, that wasn't that good, but at least it would be better than what we're getting right now. Just like, hey, you think there's, like, there's no emotion. And wait a second. Isn't, doesn't a D'Amelio play in this? Didn't I see... I think I saw someone while trying to find the first episode that a D'Amelio plays in this. I don't know which one. I don't even know how many they are. I know it's not Charlie. She's busy with TikTok and stuff. I don't know. What is she up to? I don't know. I don't care. I think a D'Amelio plays in this. And, with that in mind, I have such higher standards for this show now, just because a D'Amelio plays in this. I'm serious right now. I actually have higher standards for this. Why is it so dark? I'm gonna go turn on my light. I'm also gonna close this thing, which is unnecessarily open. Probably couldn't even see it.
Your food.
What are you doing? You can't just force him. Here, let me try. Sweetie, you need to eat to get big and strong and feel better. No.
Just, no! Isn't that literally every kid? But, sir, okay. The acting? Horrible. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. But, what I do have to say is... There's no emotion, okay? There's no emotion. Like, I could literally repeat, I'm gonna find, at the end of each episode, I'm gonna find the best line, but has no emotion whatsoever, and say it with more emotion, so you can see what it would actually be like if there's any kind of emotion in this show!
It's actually really good. Let me show you.
No, you can't do that! The spoon is contaminated, the food is contaminated. You're feeding him contaminated food. You can't do that. Ah!
Delicious. Get ready for the choo-choo train. Chugga, chugga, choo-choo. How about the airplane?
And this That frame. Why is this the frame I paused on? Why is this the frame I paused on? You're gonna have to see this frame while I talk, but this, my friends, is why we have scrubs. Scrubs dry quickly and are easily washable. If they don't have any biohazard fluids on them. This is why, friends, we wear things like... That's my shirt. We wear things like these. It's called scrubs. That's why we do that. This is why we wear scrubs. Okay, at least they have gloves. Okay, at least they have gloves. But they're contaminated. Oh, right, they were contaminated. So you might as well not be wearing gloves. And I'm not going to give you a point for that. Okay, I'm not... Attaway General, I'm not giving you a point for wearing gloves. Because they're contaminated gloves. So no. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm actually not sorry at all.
What are you doing? Don't come any closer.
Alex. We got her, Alex. Everyone sound the alarm. We got her, Alex. We got her, Alex. We officially have the full magic team. Wait a second. No, maybe he be Shepard. We've seen about 5 seconds of his character, and I'm already calling him an Alex. I don't know. He looks like a Shepard. He looks like Shepard. Or he could be Shepard.
I heard you on.
Depends where I put it.
You're new TV, aren't you?
Nicely done, Sherlock. Now, what are you doing? Do you always sneak up on people when they're sleeping?
Actually...
Do you always sleep when you're not supposed to be sleeping? Huh? Do you also not do your job when you're supposed to be doing your job and instead sleep in the shed? It's a storage closet. One of the main things a hospital needs, other than hospital beds, doctors, and everything else a hospital has that makes it function. Especially the nurses. But it's a storage closet. I'm surprised someone didn't wake her up earlier trying to get some bandages from here or something. This wouldn't happen. She'd be fired for not doing her job. And him? He's our shepherd. So we still don't have the magic team. But I have a feeling that by the end of the episode we will have our magic team. And I will be happy. Because then I will have proven that the show is Grey's Anatomy, but the teen version. There's just one thing I'm not looking forward to if this is the actual Grey's Anatomy, but teen. There's one thing I'm not looking forward to.
Reason to be in here. Some of us have work.
Am I supposed to clean up?
Yeah, like you! I'm not talking to him. Like you! You have work! He probably came in here to grab something, right? So he's doing his job. She's not. So, I don't know, maybe do that? I can't go without 3 seconds without having to pause and say something about this show. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Did you let you?
If you want to.
Got our shepherd.
Oh. Here they are.
Okay. Well. How long do we think she's been asleep? I'm gonna say half an hour? That's half an hour that you weren't doing your job. And that is Shepard. And since that is our Meredith, we can all see where this is going. Okay, can someone turn off this alarm? This has probably been going on for half an hour. Every patient that has ears is annoyed. Every patient who has eardrums wants to not have eardrums anymore, so they stop hearing this alarm. It's been going on for, I'm going to assume, half an hour. So, wouldn't half of the world by now know that there's an emergency? Actually, no, I'm not going to say half. Wouldn't half of the city, because I'm not going to exaggerate that much this time, because this show does not deserve my extreme exaggeration. Wouldn't half of this city by now? No. Wouldn't anyone within a 50-mile radius? No, wait, 20-mile radius know that there is an emergency at this hospital? The alarm's been going on for probably half an hour, so that would be turned off by now. That's not an issue, that's just something that the editors and writers and... I'm not going to say actors, because that's not their fault. That's the horrible writer's fault. What is that? No. What the... What is that? What is that? What kind? I'm about to die today. I'm gonna die today because of the show, and doesn't even know what it wants to do. It's a horrible show, and I don't know why I'm watching it. And I also want to kill it. So, let me get this straight. Oh, they don't. Okay. Oh, there are the burns. So you would have gloves on! Get gloves! Okay, that's the first issue. She does have burns and they don't have gloves. My second issue, what is this heart rate? That looks like VFib. I don't believe it, but that looks like VFib. And I'm pretty sure VFib does count as a kind of code blue. Because in VFib, the heart chambers, they pump, but so fast that it's basically someone put up the actual definition of VFib right here. Right in the middle of the screen. Yeah, thank you. And put up a picture of VFib. Yep, thank you. Do they look similar? They probably do. So, isn't VFib considered a type of code blue? If it's considered a type of code blue, then she is coding. And the only thing that can fix VFib is not time, unless time can fix it, is the shock panels, which reset. On contrary to many people's actual thoughts, it doesn't restart the heart. It resets the heart. It allows the heart to stop and start so quickly that there is a chance that it goes back to its normal heart rate. It doesn't restart the heart like all the other medical dramas, including Grey's Anatomy. Yes, I'm looking at you. Like to make you think. You don't shock them to restart their heart. You do chest compressions. So, she's gonna die. And then you, all of you, everyone who has treated her, is probably going to get sued for negligence. I don't know what it would be. Would it be negligence or malpractice? Actually, probably malpractice. I'm getting legal. How am I doing this? It's supposed to be medical, not legal. Anyways, everyone here would be fired. She'd be dead.
BP's too low. I can't find a vein.
I think you have a bigger issue than her BP being low, and so you can't find a vein. BP being low so you can't find a vein, that's not your main issue. BP being low is probably an issue, but how are you getting that? How are you getting that? Because if her BP was low, the heart would be beating very... Actually, no. That does make sense. Does that actually line up? Her BP is so low that her heart is trying to go so fast, but it goes into VFib because it's trying to increase blood pressure, but it's not doing that successfully? Is that what's happening? Is that what's happening here? Maybe. But If the BP is too low, that either means that the heart isn't pumping as fast or the veins have enlarged. Veins and arteries have enlarged. If that is true, you'd be able to find a vein easily. But you would have more issues than trying to find a vein. At least they're trying to get an IV in, and I'm going to actually give them a singular point for that. But I'm going to instantly take away about 4 points for everything bad I've talked about in this pause.
I need more hands. You, come here.
It's our first day.
Get over here. Come on. Grab on, right below the elbow, and squeeze as tight as you can. Now don't worry about hurting it.
That is not how you That's not how you do that. That's not how you do that. What are you injecting her with? That's not an IV. That's not an IV. My voice did something that I wasn't supposed to. That's not an IV. That is not an IV. I'm going to say it one more time so that everyone is aware. That is not an IV. Since it's not an IV, what are they injecting into her? Also, I know why you can't find a vein. The arm is like this. Hold it. Move. The arm is like this. It needs to be like this. Like fully straight. They have it like this. So, of course, you can't find a vein. The arm isn't right. Also, right, what are you succeeding? What are you succeeding at? What are you succeeding at here? By grabbing below the elbow, you are succeeding at wasting time. Actually, no, you have succeeded at a couple of things. Wasting time, killing this little girl, and to all the people who do, which probably none, lose or lost your medical license. That's what you've achieved. And also, everyone has also achieved getting sued. Probably. If they decide to. And then the hospital and the doctors who treated this patient in the hospital, the person who said they could get a medical license, would all be liable for this little girl's death. Because first of all, whoever taught them, they don't have a medical license either. And whoever taught the person who taught them needs to make sure that their medical license gets revoked, because they probably taught well. They just didn't listen, and they cheated and got their medical license. And then the person who taught these doctors didn't actually have a medical license, so he doesn't know what he taught them, and they don't have a medical license, probably. I don't know. I know he wouldn't be accepted to work at a hospital without a medical license, but I don't care. I'm gonna try to find some kind of logic in this non-logical stuff. I said, play.
Good. Minute longer. And we're in.
It doesn't change! You look at... Okay, it sounds like it's a normal heartbeat, right? Right? Doesn't it? Doesn't it? It does. I'm thinking the only thing we can rely on in this show is the audio. It sounds like a normal heart rate. So, she wouldn't be close to coding. Her BP wouldn't be that low. I don't think.
Keep up the rescue breaths.
No! Her heart rate is perfectly fine. You made it higher. That's too fast. I'm assuming that is too fast of a... remember, I don't have an actual medical license, so I should have said this at the beginning of the video. Do not take anything I say seriously. Do not. Enjoy me screaming at this show because I think that it's horrible because of what I know. But don't take anything I say seriously and use it. And the show's making me bored and tired because it's horrible!
Good job.
Kit,
Kit, I'm Dr. Henry.
I know, you're amazing. I read your book. It was amazing, and that was...
Yeah, amazing.
Accurate response.
Did I just say amazing twice?
3 times, I think.
Why aren't you still doing your job?
Please, we'll do anything. Ho, ho, ho. Give it up for Mrs. Claus.
guys. We've got to deal with a demon. We can't leave until he eats, but we've tried everything.
Everything?
Pick your poison.
All you did is go, hey, you want food? All George over here did was take the newspaper comic. It's not a newspaper, he's not old. The comic he was reading. All Izzy did was try 2 different ways to feed him. And now Meredith is the only logical one. Again, I'm calling them by what they would be in Grey's Anatomy. Where's Shepard? We don't see much of him. Where's Shepard? He was good. Is good as a character, kinda. Not really. But still. Bring back Shepard, we need him.
That one.
Excellent choice, and you can have her. But first,
You gotta be kidding me.
Thank you.
Even more contaminated gloves. And you contaminated yourself.
I don't even want to know.
Yep, that's our Bailey, definitely. That's our Bailey.
The adrenaline was amazing. So first I stuck it to the ER, and there was this boy. He was bleeding everywhere. So I saved his life.
Yeah, okay, no, you actually killed him. Because you have infected his arm. And if that bacteria makes its way into places it's not supposed to be, which is actually the human body, which it already has, he's probably gonna die. His arm is either gonna get... Okay, the best case scenario, they end up putting him on antibiotics. The second best case scenario, he only ends up losing his arm. The worst case scenario, he ends up losing his life. So no, you didn't save him. He wasn't bleeding all over the place. You didn't save him. You actually probably just killed him. Or made him lose his arm. Either way, they're both bad. You didn't do much. Okay, yeah, so this is... Yeah, this is our core. This is our core. So we have Meredith, Christina, Izzy, and George. Now, and we do have Shepard, but he's... Who cares where he is? We only care about these 4, apparently. We have... Okay, so Meredith, Christina, Izzy, George. We do have our Bailey. Oh, wait, Meredith's dad is our... What would he be? He'd be Burke, wouldn't he? Yeah. And then we have our Bailey. Yeah. This is Grey's Anatomy, but teen. I'm surprised I survived through the first episode, and I don't want to go through the rest of the series right now. I will, eventually. Probably within the next 2 weeks. But I will go through the rest of it eventually. However, we're not done. We still have a singular minute left to go. And that's probably all credits, but I don't care. I'm going to keep watching.
And Dr. Henry called me over out of all the nurses in the ER to help save this girl with 3rd-degree burns. It was crazy.
While you guys are patting yourselves on the back, your patients are still in critical condition.
Who? Bailey! No! You're supposed to be the logical one! No! You assigned them to pediatrics. No one there was damaged, hurt, injured, or burned. No one is in critical condition. Well, no one that is their patient. You only assigned them to pediatrics, meaning they had pediatric patients, which means they aren't critical because they weren't in the bus crash. Because if they were, they'd be in the ER. And if they were in the ER, they wouldn't be their patients. They would actually be yours. Right? They'd be yours. So your patients are in critical condition. You're wasting time. Why am I getting so mad at this show?
Don't ever forget why you're here. But, despite a few hiccups, you guys survived.
A few! A few! Count how many times I had to pause this video! Put it up on screen!